Hello and welcome. I'm Danielle, your personal online yoga teacher, and I'm here today with an offering of a Vinyasa class with a focus and emphasis on our roots. Our feet, our ankles, they are supporting us, grounding us down in the earth as we go through the poses of life. So if we don't have strong supportive roots, we're going to feel it and be less balanced as we go through just our day-to-day. So we're going to be doing lots of drills, lots of emphasis on balance and rooting down. But of course, there's going to be lots of options, modifications. So find what works for you and listen to your breath. You might find a block handy. We're going to be going into standing splits and standing half moon pose. So having a block at the top of our mat might be useful, might not, just always an option. But otherwise, all you need is you and your mats and maybe some calming music in the background. And Mochi and I will meet you on your mat in a seated position. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start just sitting on our mats in a comfortable seat. You might be cross-legged, you might do a half lotus, full lotus, just maybe kneeling. That feels more comfortable. The block under your seat, all beautiful options. Just take what's calling to you and start to center in. So really taking a moment, maybe your hands on your knees, maybe coming into prayer, whatever feels right with your hands. Maybe a gaze is in front of you, a soft gaze at the tip of your nose, or closing your eyes, whatever feels safe. And we're going to start this class with a little awareness, a little focus on our breath as we start to prepare ourselves for the challenging, rewarding poses to come. So checking in with our spine, starting with our roots, really grounding down through both sitting bones, feeling supported and stable, then lifting up through the heart, shoulders rolling down and back, and then extending the crown of the head tall. Then maybe closing the mouth, breathing in through the nostrils. With every inhale, start to feel the rise of your chest as it lifts you up. Every exhale, feel the weight sinking into the earth as you grow just a little bit more still. So a couple of rounds of good, slow, focused breath here at the beginning, giving you the opportunity to just assess, where am I today? What is my mind doing? What is my heart, my body doing? And what do I need from this next hour? We're going to take a baseline of ourselves here at the beginning to see at the end how this practice has served us today. And then coming into just the stillness of thought. There is nothing here in this moment but you and your breath. So feel that breath on the inhale. Feel that breath on the exhale. And prepare yourself as we start to move, but holding on to that breath throughout this whole hour. So on your next inhale, maybe keeping those eyes closed. You inhale, arms go out and up, coming to touch up above. And then interlocking our fingers, flipping the palms so they're facing skyward, stretch tall. And then on your exhale, start to tip those arms over to the right, driving that left hip down, feeling a beautiful stretch on the whole left side of our body. Then inhale back through center, find that nice long spine. And then on that exhale, tipping the arms over to the left, grounding that right hip down, feeling strong and rooted. On the inhale, lifting up, breathing space. And then exhale, tipping just a little bit deeper. Then inhale back through center. And then exhale, hands come down by your sides. Connect back with that breath. Then on our next inhale, hands go out and up again, touching above the head. And then on your exhale, we're going to start to twist over to the right. Left hand going on top of your right knee. Right hand behind you, grounding down through both sitting bones to lift up, navel to spine as we gently twist over, maybe looking over our right shoulder and using the breath to find length, then holding the breath to find space. And then release. Inhale, hands come back up through center, touching at the top. And then exhale, twisting over to the left. So again, right hand making contact with the knee if it feels okay. Left hand supporting behind you, lifting tall, leading with the heart. The navel to spine as we twist behind us. We're still just warming up, so not going too deep, being gentle, being kind. Then inhale, hands back through center. And exhale, release down by your sides. So we're going to do some seated cat-cows next. So bringing our hands onto our knee on our inhale, lift the chest, lift the heart for a little seated cow. And then exhale, rounding back, tucking the chin for a seated cat. Then inhale, pulling the heart through the arms and up. And exhale, pushing the heart back, navel to spine, tucking the chin. And starting to move with your breath for just a few rounds. And again, maybe closing the eyes if it feels safe to just notice how it feels. Maybe bringing a little bit more awareness to the body than we do when our eyes are open. It's less stimulation, less inputs to allow you to focus on the inputs on the inside that we're receiving. All right, one more round, inhaling for cow. One more round, exhaling back for cat. And then starting to shift our legs out in front of us. We're going to come into a tabletop position. So wrists under shoulders, knees under our hips. And we'll just start to kind of open the hips up, but you're doing a little bit of hip circles. Circling one way and starting maybe with smaller circles. And then as we open up, getting a little bit bigger. And again, maybe closing the eyes, really letting you feel it out. Maybe adding in the shoulders, doing a little figure eights. You know, this is just your time at the beginning to find what works for you, what's calling to you. Right, this is your practice. I'm just here to guide you, but not tell you what works. That's your job to find it. All right, coming back through center, neutral spine, and then we'll start to go in the other direction with those circles. Got to balance it out. But we're really pressing into our palms, our knuckles, our fingers, our arms are grounding us in. And really maintaining that connection with our hands as we go deeper. And kind of noticing on this side, does it feel different? Are we stiffer? Are there more snap, crackle pops as we're waking those joints up? And then coming back to stillness. So rolling the shoulder blades down the back, navel to spine. Strong, strong, neutral position. Then walking our hands forward, just a handprint or two. Tucking our back toes. Then we lift the hips, make our way into our first downward dog of the day. So taking a few moments here to kind of feel it out. Maybe bending into one knee and the other. Maybe doing a little twist to the side. Maybe squatting back. Just really taking a moment to play and just reorient yourself in space with the head below the heart. And once you feel grounded and rooted in, start to come to a moment of stillness. So building our foundation, we're pressing into our knuckles, into our fingers, into our palms, pushing the earth away, pushing the chest back. Our inner elbows are shining forward, shoulders away from the ears. We're surrendering the heart back towards the thighs. Gentle bend in your knees to start till you find that length, and then we can start to straighten. But they're probably not going to be fully straight. Heels probably not touching, and that is okay. You're breathing space into that whole back line. That breath is the tool to find that openness. So let's use it. Let's call it in. And bend our knees, look to the top of our mat, and pressing into our hands as brakes, we're going to gently start to tippy toe forward as small steps as we can. And then release into a forward fold at the top of our mats. So maybe swaying side to side, bending one knee and the other. Your hands can stay grounded. Maybe giving you a big bear hug around the legs. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Gentle tuck of the chin. Feeling the head growing heavy. And we're just bobbing up and down, side to side. Just starting to wake up that body. It's nothing too tense. Just softening in. And feel the space between the vertebrae as you gently grow a little longer and connect with that breath. And then release whatever hands, binds you have. On your inhale, gently start to round it up, roll it up, chin comes up last. Arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale, arms down by your side. Coming back to that breath. So rolling the shoulder blades down, growing tall, nice neutral pelvis, maybe closing the eyes. It really helps you connect, feel that breath. So we're going to go into our sun salutations. One breath, one movement, letting the breath guide you. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip, release the index fingers. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Holding for a breath. Breathing space. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Holding for a breath, feeling that space. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, pull the heart through. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. Then shift forward, lower down, knees, chest, then chin. Light, and in that order. Untuck the toes and your inhale, pull the heart through for a little baby cobra. Exhale, fold in. Retuck those toes. Push yourself back through child's pose. Then lift the hips for downward facing dog. So that is our gentlest vinyasa. We will add intensity round by round from here, but knowing that that is always your base option and knowing that resting is always a valid choice too. Do what your body needs today. One cleansing breath. Then bend the knees, look forward, and then gently stepping forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting with that breath. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Holding for a breath as we are pulling that body. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Holding for a breath as we push those hips. Then inhale back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, shine that heart skyward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands slide up the shins. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. The knees lower down, shift forward all the way down. Inhale, pull the heart through for cobra, maybe a little higher this round. Then exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, push yourself up through tabletop. Then lift the hips for downward facing dog. Warming that body up, round by round, getting a little bit deeper, but leading with kindness in all of our movements. And bend the knees, look forward, hop, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up. Chin comes up last. Arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting with that breath. We'll do one more round until we get to our big main flows. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Hold for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Hold for a breath. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus, the arms lead with the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, strong back, rises up. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step or jump back. Top of a push-up, knees raised or lowered. Lower down to our chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, pull the heart through for down dog. And exhale, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Connecting with that breath. Maybe noticing what sensations, what feelings, what thoughts are coming forth. And gently breathing through them and sending them on their way. Right, bend the knees and look to the top. Hop, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. A moment in stillness. Right, then inhale, arms up, palms together. Exhale, sit down, sit low into our chair pose. So we can keep our arms here, pinky spiraling in, lifting up, or you're welcome to keep your hands at heart center. Maybe sitting with that, maybe sitting deeper. If your hands are up, I'm gonna add in some movement, some mobility challenge. So flip the palms as if we're trying to press the sky away. Then as you exhale, sit a little deeper, bringing the arms behind you for a little skier squat. Then on your inhale, flip the palms, start to lift the hands, also lifting the heels a little for that balance challenge. Then exhale, drop the heels, drop the arms for skier squats. And inhale, flipping the palms, going into our chair variation. Exhale, lowering in. Starting to move with your breath for a few rounds. Maybe starting to notice. Can we ground in through those strong toes, strong feet? Every inhale, can we lift the heels a little higher? Every exhale, can we sit a little bit deeper? And then inhale one more time to chair pose to stay, keeping those heels lowered. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. Right foot steps back. Drop the knees, untuck the toes. Woo, spider on me, I'm sorry, it scared me a bit. Inhale, hands to knee, thigh, or sky for crescent low lunge. Feeling it out for a breath. Hip, right hip going down, left hip angled back, reaching up through the heart. Staying here, or if you want to add in that mobility, press the palms towards the sky. On your exhale, driving through the heel to push the arms down and back, going into a half splits variation. Then inhale, flip the palms, sink the hips forward for our crescent lunge. And then exhale, sinking them back for our half splits. If you need to use your hands in between them, grounding them down, you're welcome to it. This is also a great place if you need blocks beside the feet to push those hands into. You're welcome to that as well. Just moving for a few rounds, really trying to ground down in that left heel and your right knee. Equal and opposite actions in both legs, grounding us down to support us, being stronger in what we have lifted, and using the breath to find length and space. Then settling in for one round here at the end when we get to our half splits to stay. Can keep the hands on either side of the foot. Maybe walk the hands forward to pull the heart down. Maybe have the hands behind the hips to push the heart forward. Just find what's calling to you as you surrender in. Maybe drop the heart. On your next inhale, start to rebend that front knee. Walk the hands forward. Tuck the back toes. Pick up that right knee. Left foot steps back. And flow your way to downward dog. Good cleansing breath when you get there. Slowing down the heart. Slowing down the breath. All right, on your next inhale, right foot steps forward. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. And on your inhale, we rise, hands to knee, thigh or sky. Settling in again for our low lunge. And I see my spider friend has come back. Hopefully he continues on his way. I don't want to bug him. All right, finding our roots. Pinky spiraling in. There we go, he's going. All right, pinky spiraling in, reaching up, left hip angled down, right hip sliding back, squaring our hips to the front of the mat. Grounding down in that right big toe, pinky toe, and heel. That strong root pressing in. Staying with this, if you're building strength to work on that mobility, flip the palms, press the sky away, drive the hips back, leading with the heel, sinking back into our crescent, or half splits. Then inhale, flipping the palms, sinking the hips forward. Exhale, driving the hips back. And again, maybe using the hands to transition between the two. Maybe having one block, maybe having two. Or maybe giving yourself the space to just hold. Whichever space, whichever pose feels most authentic in this moment. And again, maybe closing the eyes once you get grounded in. When you take the gaze away, the balance becomes harder, but it really makes you focus in on those roots, on those sensations. One more round in our low crescent, and then settle in for our half splits for a few breaths. So again, you can do the same thing with the hands this set, or try something new. Hands behind you, hands forward, maybe even keep the hands raised. The real balance challenge there. But finding some space to soften in as you surrender the head. Breathe into the back line of that right side. And start to rebend that right leg, frame the front foot, untuck those back toes, pick up the back knee, left foot steps forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting back with that breath. Maybe connecting with our roots. Really noticing the earth between the feet, supported against it. Are we pressing down equally in both sides, the big toe and pinky toe? Can we make our roots just a little bit more stable as we prepare for the more movements to come? All right, on your next inhale, arms up, palms together. Exhale, sit down, sit low into our chair pose. So same options this side. We can stay in stillness, arms raised, arms at heart center. Maybe working to sit those hips back further this round, or we can invite movement. Flip the palms, press the sky. And then exhale, drive the heels back, drive the hips back for our skier squat. Inhale, flip the palms, lift the heels for our balance challenge. Exhale, drop the heels, drop the hips for our squats. And then on your inhale, lifting back up, moving with your breath for a few rounds. Maybe using the breath as a tool, imagining on the inhale, our chest is a balloon lifting us up. And then on the exhale, depleting us down, growing, making us heavier as we're sinking in. All right, one more round, lifting up into our chair pose. One more round, sitting down into our squat. Then on your inhale, lift the arms, and exhale, fold. Release those legs, release those hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, left foot steps back, keeping that knee lifted if you need it. Inhale, hands to knee, thigh, or sky for crescent high lunge. So feeling it out for a few breaths first. Left hip angled down, right hip sliding back, working towards 90 in the knee. Lifting with the heart, your arms are reaching skyward, rolling the shoulder blades down. Sticking with this, or start to invite movement. Flip the hands, press the sky. On the inhale, start to hinge forward, drawing the arms back. Then inhale, lifting back up, maybe straightening the leg a bit. Exhale, sinking in. Maybe playing with this for a few rounds. Really feeling our roots pressing down equally in both front and back leg. And then driving back, maybe settling in here for the squat to stay. And you're welcome to stay here if you want that mobility challenge. We're going to start to launch off of that left foot, pushing the chest forward for our warrior 3 pose. So we can keep the arms by your side, maybe have them at heart center, or using those blocks or not, dropping on either side of the foot. But we're driving the left heel back, foot is pointed down, and imagining cow's breath in the spine. Can we hold here or start to surrender the heart, going into our half split, pointing the toe? Breathing into that back right leg. I know I'm feeling it. I'm sure you are too. Can we hold for one more breath? Then gently start to release up, bend into that right knee, dropping the left leg down for our crescent high lunge for just a moment. And it's okay if you fall out of it. Then windmill the hands down, start to root into that left hand and start to peel the right arm up and over, going into a side plank. So lifting that right foot, going behind you. And keep that knee lifted, keep it grounded. Just reaching, pushing the earth away in the left side. Then exhale, planting down that right hand and flow your way to downward dog. And knowing that if you fall out of it, that is okay. That is the process. And that just means there's more to gain, more work to be done. So giving yourself the space and grace to be okay with the perfectly imperfect practice that we have. Coming back to that breath. All right, on your next inhale, left foot steps forward, keeping that back knee lifted or lowered. If you want to go into low lunge, that's okay. Inhale, hands to knee, thigh, or sky, or crescent lunge on the other side. So feeling it out for a few breaths. Left hip angled back, right hip angled down, lifting through the heart, driving down in that left heel. Staying here, working on strength, or flipping the palms, pushing the sky away, hinging forward on that exhale, drawing the palms back. Then inhale, flipping the palms, lifting up. Exhale, sinking deeper, leading with the heart. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Maybe staying here, going a few more rounds. Or if you want to go with that balance challenge, grounding down in that left foot, starting to launch forward with the right foot, walking the hands forward, maybe on blocks, maybe not. Maybe having the hands beside you for that warrior 3 variation. Maybe they're at heart center. We are growing our strong roots here. So find what feels right. And I'm using my hands, so that is okay. Staying for as long as you like. When you feel ready, start to surrender the chest down into our half splits, pointing the toe. Trying to keep our hips squares and not hiking them out. Keeping that right hip down. Breathing into that left leg. And as you're ready, start to lift the chest. Walk the hands back a bit, rebend that left knee, step down for high crescent. Then windmill the hands down, root down in the right hand. Start to peel the left hand away. Start to ground that right heel. Step back to our side plank, pushing away the earth. Then exhale, both hands come down. Flow your way to downward dog. And notice I'm not taking the most complicated down dog flow because I'm feeling tired. So knowing that every vinyasa is a valid option at any point in this practice. And coming to stillness, breathing into the whole back line, feeling that breath. All right, bend the knees and look to the top. Hop, step, or jump to our fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Come back to that breath. We have one more little flow to push our balance, push our edge. We're going to move through it in kindness, preparing ourselves with our breath. All right, next inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Start to root down in your left leg, and on your inhale, start to bend that right knee, bringing it up with you into one-legged mountain. Arms are reaching down, extending tall. That foot is knee both flexed. Holding this. You're welcome to kick that leg straighter if you want to see how high you can lift it. Can we hold for one more breath? Then on your exhale, driving down and back with that right heel, keeping those hips square. Extend the leg out behind you for a warrior 3. You can also use the earth, use those blocks if you need it. Then on your inhale, lifting with the heart, drawing the knee back in for our one-legged mountain. We're going to do this 3 times. So on your exhale, driving the heel back, keeping that heart lifted. Maybe the hands are reaching down, maybe they're reaching at the side. Inhale, drawing it back in, really feeling that left foot pressing down on both sides. Gentle bend in the knee, not to lock it out. So on our 3rd time, driving that heel back, we're going to hold for a minute, and then as gently as we can, start to bend into that knee, coming up into high crescent. Breathing for a moment. Then on your next inhale, windmill open into warrior 2. So checking in with our roots, heel to arch alignment, bending into that front knee, trying to get it directly over the knee, not past it. Stretching east to west, lifting with the heart. Holding here. You're welcome to stay. We're going to do that bouncing, that launching forward again. So start to reach forward as much as you can with that left arm, maybe bringing it onto either side of the foot, walking it forward, using your right foot to launch off into half moon. So again, this is a great place for a block if you need it. Maybe starting to lift the gaze, maybe not. That right foot is flexed, that heel's reaching back. Your core is working, that navel to spine, right arm reaching up. Gentle bend in that left knee. I tend to hyperextend. Maybe raising that left hand just a little bit. Get that balance challenge in, bringing the hand to the heart. And then gently coming back to warrior 2. Windmill the hands down, plant into that right hand, start to swing the right heel down, open up into our side plank. Then exhale, windmill both hands down, make your way to downward dog. Breathing here. Bend the knees, look forward, hop, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Coming back to that breath for one last little push. Preparing yourself to cultivate those strong, grounded roots. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground down in your right leg this time. And on your inhale, that left leg bends, bringing the knee with you into our one-legged mountain, one-legged Tadasana. Knee is bent, foot is bent. Staying here, maybe straightening the leg for just a breath, giving you a little challenge there. You're welcome to stay with this, building that hip flexor strength. Or on your next exhale, driving that left heel back, hinging back into warrior three. Inhale, using the knee, drawing it in. That foot is flexed the whole time. Exhale, driving the heel back, grounding down equally on both sides of that right foot. One more time, inhale, draw the knee in. Know that shake, that quake, that wobble is the goal. And drive the heel back, holding for a breath. Maybe using blocks, that is okay. Then gently stepping back into warrior two. Feeling it out for a breath or two. Adjusting those roots, heel to arch alignment. Pressing equally in both feet. Bending into that front knee. And breathing space. So staying here if you would like. Or one last balance challenge, start to hinge forward, finding a length. Maybe that right hand grounds down. Maybe you walk that left foot in a little bit and then launching off of it into half moon pose. So that left foot is flexed, extending the heel out, trying to keep that leg grounded, equal with the earth, parallel with the earth. That right hand is reaching down, left hand reaching up, pinky spiraling in. Maybe taking the earth away for just a moment or more, bringing that hand to heart center. Staying in softness, and then gently starting to make your way back into warrior two. And windmill the hands down, ground down in the left palm. Start to ground the left heel down, opening up for side plank. And then exhale, both hands go down. Make your way, one last vinyasa. Coming in stillness and gratitude when you make it to your last down dog of the day. All right, we're gonna start to make our way earthward, starting with a squat. So looking at our hands, maybe walking them in a little bit. Imagining a squat at the top of your mat with your feet straddling the edges of the mat. Start to bend the knees, press into the hands, and either tiptoe, hop, or jump into our yogi squat, malasana squat. So depending on your hip mobility, you might be standing up, hands at heart center, where your hip not going below the knees. That's okay. You might be able to start to bend and go lower. If you can, make contact with your knees, making contact with your elbows, it's great. Again, another great place for a block, having it under your seat. A few breaths here. As we soften in, just reconnect. And maybe closing the eyes, really noticing our roots in this variation today. Maybe a gentle wobble forward, backward, side to side. Just bringing that awareness in our roots. I got another bug friend today. Oh my goodness, so many bugs today. I guess they want to do their yoga too. But grounding down into our feet, feeling the inside, the outside of both feet. Can we root down in our heel to lift up through the spine? And soften in for just one more breath. And we'll start to make our way into our boat pose. So extending our arms out in front of us. Maybe if we need to use the hands, we can. But mobility challenge. Can we hinge forward, reach forward as we sink our hips back? And then dropping it down into our strong Navasana boat. So you can have your hands behind your thighs for support. Bend the knees as much as you need to, or your hands are reaching out on either side, hands lifting up. Maybe keeping the knees bent, maybe straighten them, but legs, feet are squeezing in towards center. Can we hold for 3 more breaths? Maybe closing the eyes, feeling the breath in the chest to lift us up. And as slowly as we can, start to lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A good deep cleansing belly breath here if you would like it. We've made it to the ground. We're not going to leave it. A little bit more work still to come. So setting up for bridge pose. Heels are under our knees. We're almost coming in where if your hands are by your side, you should be able to brush the backs of your knees with your fingers. Your hands are pressing into the earth. Feel both the inside and the outside of your feet grounding down. And on your inhale, start to peel that spine out vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting up into bridge pose. So we're squeezing our glutes, lifting up, pressing our arms into the earth to lift a little higher. And exhale, lowering in. Knees drop in. Rest for a breath. And then we'll do it again. So we're doing 2 more rounds. You're welcome to take wheel if you would like, or do an arm variation on your next inhale. Peel the spine away, vertebrae by vertebrae. Maybe hands are staying here. Maybe starting to walk the arms under, that interlock grip with the hands to really push the earth away, lift the hips higher, and grounding down in those big toes. We're not just bringing those knees out. Can we squeeze and lift? And release. Start to lower in. Find your breath. Okay, 1 more round. Wheel or bridge. Take what calls to you. And on your inhale, peel that vertebrae away, lifting up. Maybe this variation doing the same, or maybe taking your hands to your hips to really push our hips forward. But we are squeezing our glutes to push into the heels, into the toes, to lift those hips higher. And release, lower down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Knees drop in, connect with your breath. And then as you're ready, start to bring the knees in toward your chest. Wrap the arms around, give them a big bear hug. Maybe roll a little side to side. Maybe take the knees, grab them with your hands, roll around. Draw circles on your low back, on your sacrum. And then coming to stillness, starting to drop your knees over to the left. Extend your arm over to the right for a nice little twist. Maybe starting to look over your right shoulder. Softening in. You can stay with this, or if you'd like to take that right leg, straighten it a bit. Maybe grab onto that big toe, extend it out more for a little bit deeper variation. We're breathing into our right rib, our right hip, and just slowing it all down, coming back to our breath. All right, then gently starting to use that strong core to pull your knees back in through center. Reset that spine, come to neutral. And then on your exhale, just tip those legs over to the right, maybe looking over your shoulder to the left. And again, your legs can stay like this. Maybe you're sliding the right leg under, right leg over, left leg over, or maybe straightening that left leg, grabbing onto the toe. All beautiful options. And breathing into your whole left side. Maybe noticing the difference from side to side. What's coming up for you today? Finding space in this moment. All right, then starting to bring those knees back in towards center, giving them a big bear hug. And then just for a moment, let's go into a nice waterfall pose. It's always a good grounding pose here at the end. So straightening our legs, maybe flexing the feet, maybe pointing the toes, whichever one feels right. We've been working our good, strong balance in our feet. So just letting gravity work a little different, pulling the feet down, releasing a little bit differently, giving our feet, our ankles some rest. There are a lot of planes going overhead today, so that could be a distraction, but I find it an invitation to just be grateful for all of the life, all of this stuff happening around me, and reminding me that I'm not alone in this beautiful world. All right, you're welcome to stay in this waterfall pose a little longer. Otherwise, we're going to make our way into our final savasana, and I would like to take a little bit more core work at the end. So engaging your core, squeezing your legs together, hands rooting down on either side of you. Can you slowly start to lower your legs down as much as you can? Can we slow and controlled as we lower down? Oh, and I see I have Mochi here to support me. So if you want to have a support underneath your legs as well, you're always welcome to put a block there or underneath your hips. And we will just set ourselves up for our final savasana. So heels flop in, toes flop out, palms by your sides, facing up to receive. You know, Mochi, I'm going to give you a little swaddle on either side. Sometimes she likes to rest her head on my leg. So bringing your legs out a little wider than mat's width can be fun, can be relaxing. Just a couple of minutes here at the end in gratitude and appreciation for ourselves and all of the beautiful work that we have done. So you have done it. You have worked yourself to 100% effort. So for these next few moments, your only job is to find 100% relaxation. Letting go of all of that stress and letting your body just be. All right, if Savasana is calling to you, you're welcome to stay. Just put me on pause or tune me out to go guided out of it, to be guided out of it. I'm sorry. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe inviting some movements and circles in your hands and your ankles. Maybe starting to take your hands overhead, stretching overhead, a big good morning stretch. Then gently starting to roll yourself over onto your favorite side, giving your spine a moment to come back to neutral. And gently starting to press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Maybe keeping the eyes closed for just a moment more. So we have started this class in a seated position. We're ending this class in a seated position. So that gives you a moment to notice, how are you feeling now? A little calmer, a little bit more open, hopefully not a little restless. Hopefully this has served you in some way. But just taking a moment at the end in appreciation and love for yourself and all of the beautiful work that you have done today. So maybe your hands are on your knees, maybe they're at heart center, rubbing into each other, feeling that warmth, that friction, that energy that we have been cultivating. And then coming into stillness for one more breath. So for all that you have shared today with yourself, we all benefit in the world. We truly do. So taking a moment in gratitude for yourself, that the work you are doing on the mat will definitely pay off of the mat. Until we meet on our mats again, I bow to you and say, Om Shanti, peace, peace within, peace around, and peace to those who need it most. Thank you. If you found this video even remotely helpful, I would love it if you could like, subscribe. Let's help get this content out in front of the people that need it most. And otherwise, just keep doing the good work, taking kindness into your day, and I will see you soon.